Find a comfortable seated position, legs crossed in front of you, sitting up straight, both seat bones grounded into the earth. And just close your eyes. Start to settle into the space. Taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose. And then slowly exhaling through the nose. Taking another deep breath in, sending the breath deep into the belly. And slowly exhaling it out. Taking one more breath just like this, feeling the tension leave your body on the next exhale. Then inhale, bring your hands all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Bowing your head towards your hands, taking a moment to dedicate your practice. Inhaling the arms overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling the arms overhead one more time. And then exhale, dropping your right arm down to the ground as your left arm stays overhead, coming to a side stretch. Pressing the left seat bone into the ground as you stretch a little bit further over towards the right. Taking another breath here. And then starting to walk your right fingertips up, dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder for a gentle neck stretch. You should feel a stretch in your right shoulder and neck. Taking another breath here, releasing a little bit more. And then exhaling the hands back overhead. Coming to the other side, left arm down to the ground, right arm overhead. Pressing the right seat bone into the ground as you stretch a little bit further over towards the left. Taking another breath here. And then exhale, starting to walk the left fingertips up, dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck. If you're not feeling anything, try walking the left fingertips out a little bit more as you pull the right ear down. Taking another breath here. And then exhaling the hand back down to the ground, finding your tabletop position. Inhale, dropping the belly, shining the heart forward for cow pose. And then exhale, rounding through the back, pressing down through the hands for cat. The inhale glides you forward into cow pose. And the exhale floats you back into cat. And continuing to move through a few rounds of these at your own breath, allowing the inhales to guide you forward and the exhales to gently guide you back. We're just waking up, so trying not to force anything, letting everything flow smoothly. Taking these as fast or as slow as you need them to be with any other movements that feel good for you. Taking one more round, inhaling, shining the heart, and then exhale, rounding through the back. Finding a neutral tabletop position, and then inhale, sending the right foot back, and then exhale, starting to come to a kickstand position as you come into a modified side plank, right arm coming up towards the sky. Sending the hips a little higher, pressing down through that right extended back foot. Maybe the arm comes overhead for more of a side stretch. Taking another breath, lifting the hips a little bit higher. And exhale, starting to come up to gate pose. As the right arm finds the thigh, the left arm comes overhead for a side stretch. coming back to a neutral tabletop. Moving through a round of cat-cow, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And then exhale, rounding through the back. Extending the left leg behind you, kickstanding that right foot, coming to side angle on the other side. Left arm comes overhead. And maybe extending the left arm towards the side wall. And the hips extend up towards the sky. Taking another breath here, lifting a little higher. And then exhale, finding gate pose on the other side. Inhaling the right arm overhead for a side stretch. And then windmilling both arms back down towards the ground, finding neutral tabletop. And then pressing back to a child's pose for a moment. Allowing the hips to sink back down towards the heels, the arms extending in front of you. Maybe rocking the forehead from side to side, massaging the third eye, reconnecting with the earth and yourself. And then on an inhale, coming back to tabletop, tucking the toes, and finding our first down dog. Pedaling out the feet here, taking any movements that feel good. Grounding down through all corners of the hands, engaging the kneecaps to lift the thighs and drop the heels closer towards the ground, even though they may not reach there. Lengthening through the back. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and letting it out the mouth. Taking another deep breath in and letting it out the mouth. Starting to walk your feet up towards the top of the mat, letting the knees bend, clasping either elbows, coming into ragdoll. Maybe rocking the weight forwards and backwards, side to side. Just allowing the hamstrings to release a little bit here. Let the head go, shake it out. Notice where you're holding tension and try to relieve that. And slowly drop the hands back down towards the ground and rise to stand. Inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Take a moment here. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Feel the energy rising through the soles of the feet all the way to the top of the head as you drop the tailbone down towards the ground. Engage the core and lift a little higher out of the hip bones. Inhale the arms overhead. Gaze goes overhead. And then exhale, hands through heart center, bend through the knees and fold all the way down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stepping the right foot back, coming to a low lunge. And then dropping that back knee as you walk your hands up towards your thighs. Taking a moment here to sink the hips a little farther forward. And then inhale, bringing that right arm overhead for a side stretch. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you drop the left arm down towards the ground for a deeper stretch. As the right head, as you lift your gaze towards the right side. Taking one more breath here, stretching a little bit further. And exhale, bringing the right arm down towards the ground, stepping back to a down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. And then exhale, dropping knees, chest, chin, all the way to the ground. Inhale, coming forward to baby cobra. And exhale, moving through tabletop into down dog. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And exhaling it out. Taking one more breath. And then the exhale, stepping the right foot and then the left foot all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the left foot back to a low lunge. Dropping that back knee, starting to walk the hands up to the thigh, and then sinking the hips a little farther forward. Bringing the left arm overhead, starting to lean over towards the right. Staying here or walking the right fingertips out to the side for a deeper stretch. Continuing to sink the hips further as you lean over towards the right side. Taking another breath here, and then bringing both hands back to the top of the mat, stepping back to a down dog. Inhale, gliding forward to plank, and lowering knees, chest, chin all the way to the ground. Inhale, coming forward to cobra, and exhale, pressing back to down dog. Taking a deep breath in here, and exhaling it out. Taking another deep breath in, and exhaling it out. Inhale, stepping the left foot and then the right foot to the top of the mat, halfway lift, and then forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to heart center. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stepping the right foot and then the left foot back to a down dog. And then inhale, coming forward to plank. Either lowering knees, chest, chin like we've been doing, or this time moving through chaturanga, so coming down halfway, and then moving into cobra or up dog if you're in chaturanga. Rolling over the toes to meet back and down dog. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and exhaling it out. Inhale, lifting the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping it through, grounding down through the back heel, windmilling the arms open, coming to warrior two. Taking a moment here, maybe widening the stance. Moving the front knee over those front toes. Noticing if your shoulders are raised, dropping them down. Inhale, straightening through the front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, straightening through the front leg. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale, straightening one more time. And then exhale, settling into the pose. Taking a moment here, breathing in through the nose. And exhaling it through the mouth. Taking one more breath. And exhaling it out. Dropping the back arm, lifting the front for peaceful. And then exhale, coming back through warrior two into side angle, right elbow to right thigh. Inhaling that left arm overhead. Continuing to sink the hips, to rotate the upper back open as you breathe here. Feeling the energy flow through the body, continuing to bring weight to that back heel as much as you are to the front. Taking one more breath, lengthening and opening a little bit more. And then exhale, straightening through the front leg, taking it back to a peaceful triangle. Exhale, windmilling the arms down towards the ground and stepping back to a down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank, lowering through your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, coming forward to up dog or cobra. And exhale, pressing back to down dog. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling it out. Taking one more breath in through the nose and exhaling it out. Inhale, left leg lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping it through, coming to a low lunge, grounding down through that back heel, windmilling the arms open. Taking a moment to set up your pose, sinking a little bit further into that front knee, driving both heels towards each other. Inhale, straightening through the front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straightening the arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale one more time. Exhale, settling into the pose. Taking a moment, maybe closing the eyes here. Feeling the power that you have in this stance. The front arm points towards the future, the back arm points towards the past. Right now, just be present. Inhale, taking it back to peaceful, dropping that back arm. And then exhale, moving into side angle, left elbow comes to left thigh, right arm raises overhead. Again, continuing to bring weight into that back heel, sinking the hips down a little bit more as you rotate the upper back open. Continuing to breathe here. The breath is what moves energy through the body. That is the most important thing in all of these poses. Taking another breath, sinking a little deeper. And exhale, straightening through the front leg as you take it back to peaceful triangle. And exhale, windmilling the arms down towards the ground, stepping back to a down dog. And moving through your flow. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, knees, chest, shin. Into up dog or cobra. Pressing back to a down dog. Dropping the knees down towards the ground, bringing big toes together, sinking the hips back into a child's pose. Noticing where you're at. Noticing if you've lost sight of the breath. Trying to lengthen those exhales. Taking one more breath here. And then inhale, going back through tabletop, pressing back up to down dog. Inhaling the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping it through, grounding down through the back heel, windmilling the arms open, coming to warrior two. Settling in, taking a moment here. Inhale, taking it back to peaceful. Exhale, windmilling the arms down towards the ground, both coming to the inside of that front foot, and then wiggling that front foot to the edge of your mat as you drop the back knee down, coming into lizard pose. It's perfectly fine to stay here, or maybe you come down to the forearms as you allow that right front hip to roll out. Wherever you are, breathing into that right hip. You should feel a deep stretch, a deep hip opening. Allowing the neck to go here. With every exhale, releasing a little bit more. And starting to come back up to hands if you drop down to your elbows, walking the foot in between your hands, tucking the back toes, turning that heel in and down as you start to straighten the front leg, opening up into triangle. The hand can be anywhere on your shin or your foot, as long as you feel a lengthening in both side bodies. And then continuing to bring weight into that back heel as much as you are the front, as you rotate the upper shoulders open and the back hip draws forward. Inhale, dropping that back arm down towards the ground, and then rolling it open to feel more of an opening in the shoulders. Taking another breath here. And starting to bend through that front knee as the fingertips find the ground, pressing off into half moon. You have a block underneath that front hand or a pillow or anything that's close by. Finding your drishti, continuing to feel an expansion in all directions. Taking one more breath, lifting up a little bit more. And exhale, bringing that left arm to the ground as the left foot meets the right, coming to a forward fold. Just letting everything go here. Letting the neck go. You can grab opposite elbows if your hands are not reaching the ground. You can bend through the knees. Whatever feels good to you. And then starting to slowly roll up to stand. Bringing the right knee up towards your chest. And then crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, coming to a figure four as you bend through that left knee. To feel a deep hip opening on the right side. You can always bring your hands to blocks or the floor. And again, just breathing into that right hip. Letting everything go. Noticing what's coming up for you without any judgment. And just letting it go. Bending through that left knee a little bit more, sinking a little deeper. And exhale, bringing the right leg into the chest as you rise to stand. Extending it back behind you, coming into warrior three. Feeling energy flow from the top of the head all the way through the sole of that back foot. Hips are both facing the ground. Gaze is a little bit out in front of you. Taking another breath here. And exhale, bending through that front knee as the left foot finds the ground for a high lunge. Inhaling the arms overhead. Then exhale, twisting towards the left. You can take an open T-twist here. Or maybe you bring your hands to heart center and then hook the right elbow outside of the left knee. Wherever you are, trying to keep the hips square and letting the twist come from the upper back. Back leg is still engaged. Twisting a little deeper. And then exhale, coming back to center, straightening through the front leg, arms overhead. Maybe a gentle heart opening. And then exhale, start to bend over that front leg, coming into pyramid pose. Allowing the back hip to sink down towards the ground, even though it might not reach the ground. Continuing to drive both hips forward. Bringing a gentle bend to that front knee so you're not locking it out. And then on the inhale, try to lengthen the back. And the exhales, fold a little deeper. Inhales, lengthen. And exhales, fold. You should feel a deep stretch in the front hamstring. One more breath. And starting to bend through that front knee, stepping the left foot up to meet the right, heel-toeing the feet out to the sides, and then turning the toes out as heels come in, sinking down into a Malasana squat. Just staying here for a moment, maybe closing the eyes, this is too much for you, you can always bring blocks underneath your hips to have something to sit on. And straightening up and stepping back to a down dog. Staying here or moving through a flow. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, moving through chaturanga. Inhale, coming forward into up dog. And exhale, pressing back to down dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping it through, grounding down through the back heel, windmilling the arms open to warrior two. Taking a moment here. Inhale, dropping the back arm, lifting the front for peaceful. Exhale, windmilling the arms to the inside of that left foot. Left foot walks to the edge of the mat, and then maybe you drop the back knee, either staying here or coming down onto elbows for lizard. And allowing the exhales to sink you a little bit more. Sending the breath to that left hip. Noticing if you're holding tension anywhere, trying to let it go. One more breath, sinking a little deeper. And exhale, walking back up to hands if you're on elbows, walking that left foot between both hands. Tucking the toes, grounding down through the back heel as you straighten through the front, opening up into triangle. Again, the right shoulder is opening as the left hip, or as the back hip is drawing forward. And maybe dropping the right arm towards the ground, windmilling it overhead to feel a little bit more opening in the shoulder. Feeling energy expanding in all directions. Continuing to bring weight into that back heel. Taking another breath here. And then starting to find the floor with those left fingertips as you bend through that front knee. Finding your way into half moon. Taking as much time as you need. Before settling into the pose. Totally okay if you fall. It's called practice, right? Feeling that same expansion of energy that you felt in triangle here. Lifting up and out a little bit more. And exhale, bringing the right arm to the ground as the right foot meets the left, forward fold. Maybe clasping the hands behind you, allowing them to fall overhead for a shoulder opener here. You can always bend the knees. Wherever you feel the most opening. Trying to bring the palms together here. And dropping the hands back down towards the ground. And making your way to a standing position. Inhaling the left leg up towards the chest. And then crossing the left ankle over the right thigh for figure four on the other side. Flexing through the left foot to protect the knee joint. And again, hands can stay at heart center or they can come down towards the ground or blocks. Wherever you are, sending breath to the right hip, left hip, and sinking a little deeper. Taking another breath here. And exhale, making your way up to a stand position. Extending that left foot back to warrior three. Allowing the left hip to draw down towards the ground. Gaze out in front of you. Energy through the top of the head, through the sole of the foot. And starting to bend through that front knee as you drop the right foot back to a high lunge. Taking a twist here, so either an open T-twist towards the right, or maybe bringing your hands to heart center, hooking that left elbow outside that right foot. Continuing to try to square the hips and let the opening come from the upper back. Taking another breath, sinking a little bit more. Then inhale, straightening through that front leg, opening through the heart, and then exhale, coming to pyramid pose on the other side. Allowing that back heel to sink down as you fold over the front leg. Just breathing here. The inhales lengthening, and the exhales folding forward. Hips are square here or moving towards square. You should feel this in the right hamstring. Take one more breath. And then starting to bend through that front knee, stepping the left foot up to meet the right. Heel toeing the feet out towards the edges of your mat, turning the heels in, sinking down to your Malasana squat. You're welcome to stay here, or maybe this time you try crow pose. So if you're coming into crow, placing the hands in front of you, finding your knees on the upper part of your arm, and then starting to maybe bring one toe up and then the other. Continuing to round through the back and press into the fingertips here. Taking another breath. And then exhale, coming back to Malasana, meeting back and down dog. Taking a deep breath in. And exhaling it out. Inhale, lifting the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing right knee to right elbow. Extending it out towards the left side as the inner heel of the back foot draws in. Left arm draws up for fallen triangle. Bring that left arm back down, coming back to a three-legged dog. And then exhale, bringing the right knee behind the right wrist, coming into pigeon. I like to walk my back toes back a little bit to lengthen the pose. And then sit up a little straighter, sinking the hips down before folding forward. If you're feeling like your hips are off balance, find a pillow and place it underneath the left side. And then start to fold forward. Letting everything go here. walk your hands back up, tucking the back toes, and then pressing back to a three-legged dog. Opening up through the hip, bending that right knee, maybe taking a flip dog, bringing the right foot towards the ground, and then exhale, moving back and down dog. Inhaling the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, extending the left foot out towards the right, moving into fallen triangle. And then exhale, right arm back down, meeting back and down dog, three-legged dog. And then bringing the left knee behind the left wrist. Walking those back toes back a little bit more. Sinking the hips down, finding any props that you need to be comfortable, and then folding forward. If you feel any knee pain, bring the shin less parallel to the front of the mat, and make sure the knee is in line with the hip. Walking the hands back up, tucking the toes, pressing back to a three-legged dog. Bending through the left knee, opening the hip up, maybe taking a flip dog. And then meeting back and down dog. Making your way onto your knees. Walking your hands back. We're going to move into camel. So there's a few variations you can take. I will show each one of them. The first variation, you're going to come up onto your knees and just find your hands on your low back. And inhale, start to lengthen up, and then the exhale, pressing into your hands and lifting the heart. Just staying here for a moment. And then exhale, coming back down to the heels. Just taking a deep breath in through the nose. Then exhaling it through the nose. Coming back up, taking that same variation, or maybe this time you tuck the toes underneath you and start to bring your hands to your low back, kind of wiggling your shoulders back, and then maybe finding one heel and then the other to come into camel, pressing the hips forward as the chest and heart shine upwards. The head can be up or sink back. Taking a few breaths here. And then when you're ready to come out, bringing your hands to your low back, untucking the toes, and finding your way to a seated position. Taking a moment here to just breathe and notice the energy that you unlocked, feeling it flow in your body. And then making your way onto your seats. Soles of the feet come together, hands can be around your toes, and then just straightening upwards before folding forwards. Doesn't matter if you reach your toes or not. Forward folds are about going inwards. Noticing if you're holding tension in the hips, trying to let it go. Starting to come up, extending your right leg out to the side. The left leg hugs in. It doesn't have to be touching the right leg. And then inhaling the arms overhead. Exhale, bringing right elbow down to the ground as you open up through the left side body. Continuing to allow both hips to sink down towards the ground. Feel a nice opening in the side body here, the left side. Another breath, continuing to rotate the shoulders open. And then exhale, coming back towards the center, switching sides. Inhaling the arms overhead. And then exhale, left elbow to the ground as the right arm comes overhead. Sinking both hips in towards the ground still. Another breath here. And then exhale back towards the center, making your way onto your back. Bring the soles of the feet towards the ground. Your fingertips should be able to just touch the heels of your feet. Arms along your sides. And then inhale, coming into bridge, pressing through the feet to lift the hips up. Maybe rolling the shoulders underneath and clasping the hands behind your back. Taking a deep breath into the belly. And exhaling it out through the mouth. Lifting the hips up a little higher. Taking a deep breath into the belly. And exhaling it out. Unclasping the hands. Drawing the hips back down towards the ground. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. Rocking side to side, taking a little circle, massaging the lower back. And then dropping your knees towards the right side as your hands come out towards a T. Gaze may turn towards the left. Just breathing here. Back towards the center, dropping them over towards the other side. Then coming back towards the center, taking any final movements before coming to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Allowing the legs to stretch out in front of you, arms along your sides. Taking a deep breath in and letting everything go. You are no longer the doer. Just be still. lift back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Taking a full body stretch, arms overhead. And making your way onto one side, resting, using your left arm or right arm as a pillow. And then slowly making your way up to a seated position, head coming up last. Legs crossed in front of you, eyes closed, hands at heart center. Taking a moment to bow your head in gratitude towards yourself. Inhaling the arms up to third eye center. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some small way to this freedom and happiness for all. Namaste.